Welcome to Vision India Forum. Som Parkash ji, Honorable Minister of State, Industry and Commerce, Government of India, former IAS officer, batch 1988. He is somebody who is known to be very down to earth, somebody who has been. Can we have the video and the audio on for the Honorable Minister, please? Yeah. Starts. Give me some water. Give me some water. Mantri ji, can we start? Mantri ji, can we start?
Yes, we can start. I'm traveling, so there will be some interruption. I'm on way.
Honorable Minister of State Shri Som Parkash ji, a very dear friend of the forum and personally known to me for some years. He is somebody who has been credited with a lot of industry reforms over the last few years of the Modi government. A very trusted arm in the stable government that India has had over the last 7 years. Som Parkash ji is also a former bureaucrat, having served as an IAS officer in 1988. And he's somebody who's credited with a lot of reforms in the industry, because industry is what suffered the most in the last 2 years of the pandemic in the year 2020-21. Here we are back, hopefully with a bang. And industry needs to really buck up under the auspicious guidance and complete support of the government of Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi ji. The BJP-led government has been very stable over the last 7 years. We expect the government to stay in power comfortably over the next 3 years, and very critical 3 years, because this is the post-pandemic period now. Som Parkash ji, I would like and request you very humbly to take us through, in this Amrit Mahotsav year, the 75th year of independence of India, what all are the key initiatives of the ministry, industry initiatives. Take us through a complete, rundown on the entire initiatives, which will be a game changer for the country, because this is going to pave the way and the roadmap for the next 25 years. Over to you, Honorable Minister Som Parkash.
Thank you for calling me. One of the most popular initiative taken by the government is startup scheme. Startup is a scheme which is for the young entrepreneurs who want to start their work. Just to help them, we have given so many initiatives. Startup ecosystem in world in advanced stage, and number of people are joining this daily. At least 80 people are getting registered. This is the record, world record. So this is very important. And 70,000 startups are registered with us by this date. And number 2 scheme, you know, is PLI scheme, Production Linked Incentive Scheme. This is a very important scheme under which it was just to give incentive to those industries who import many things, so that the production starts in the country itself. It's production linked incentive. 1.97 lakh crores have been earmarked for this purpose. So this is very, very important scheme, and we are getting a huge response. A number of industries are being set up in India, and with this, exports will increase, and the burden of imports will come down. So at this time, we have record FDI also. Last time, on the year ending 31st of March 22, our exports were the highest ever exports. Our target was to achieve $400 billion. So we have crossed it already. We have achieved it. We have also crossed it. It is 420 billion US dollars. This is a record figure, and like this, the FDI is also is a record this year. Ms. Durga, you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you, but I can hear you, वॉइस थोड़ी बहुत ब्रेक होती है बिकॉज ऑफ ट्रेवल.
So number of steps are being taken to for ease of doing business, which is very essential for establishment of the new industries, for inviting investment, for getting FDI in the country. Ease of doing this business is the most important factor. We are trying hard to our position in the year 2014 was one at 142, not 63. So number of steps have been taken for this to further improve the system. So number of compliances have been reduced. It was around 31,000 compliances have been either removed or changed. So compliance burden has been reduced to a large extent. Similarly, other buyers, that is rating of parks, availability of the industrial parks in the country, they have been mapped. One can see from the on their internet that where the plots are, what type of industrial plots are available. Whosoever wants to invest, he need not go to the offices. He can just see on the computer where are the plots, what is their size, what is the neighborhood, which is the industry, and left side, right side. So everything we can see. We have integrated the schemes on this purpose of 20 ministries, and different states are also joining, integrated with the our the data, so that it is beneficial to industrialists. They need not go to offices. They can just see on the computer. Hello.
Yes, Minister Saab, please carry on through all the beautiful, because this is a very important show today. We want not only the startup and the, that is a very important scheme. I understand the startup scheme. The exports have grown very, very hugely, but PLI is also there. But we would like you to speak about so many, issues, intellectual property. Then we have Act East issues. So many things happening in the Industry and Commerce Ministry. Most critical ministry now, if India has to take a giant step.
Single window system, I was telling you, in 2020, it was budgetary announced by the finance minister that we will create a single window which will meet the needs of industries. They need not go to various offices. So for that purpose, we will eliminate the need for investors to visit multiple firms and offices to gather information and obtain clearances. So this is a very simple system we have introduced for this purpose. And for we have given a very attractive scheme under which a number of benefits are to those who want to invest in J&K. Two-grade system. One is A grade and one B grade, and incentive is the largest incentives are given. Similarly, in northeast where it was had no industry, there we have started a scheme for northwest also, and we are reshaping keeping to view the needs of the people, having discussion with the stakeholders. We are remodeling the scheme for northeast, similarly scheme for Semi Hills, and Semi Hills, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand also. We are reintroducing the scheme so that industries take place. And one district, one product scheme is also being implemented. Identify from each district what commodity, what can be produced there, what can be exported from their country. Emphasis given on that. This scheme is also taking place. We are working very hard on this, and PLSTY have been already told that 14 key sections have been, key sectors have been identified for that purpose, and the number of applications are being received, and record investments going to take place. And regarding intellectual property rights, amendments in patent rule 2021 has been done for the benefit of the people, and time lag which take place for trademark and patent, that has been cut down so that people don't have to wait unnecessarily. And in Western India is also our one part which is helping the industries to start their business. So they are doing a lot of advisory work and inducing the industries to and invest in India. And National Institute of Design, in Modi's government, 4 new industrial National Institute of Designs have been set up in Andhra Pradesh, Amravati, Assam, Jorhat, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, and Haryana, Kurukshetra. All the 4 have been started under the Central Act. They have the power to itself. It has the backing of the Parliament Act. So this is a very good scheme which we have started for this. So our purpose of the role is to create environment for the environment which is conducive for the setting up the industry. We are in consultancy with the state. We are doing whatever we do. We are constantly we consult the states also. Basically, this is a state subject, but our role is to create an atmosphere which a lot of industry can be set up. Likewise, Mudra scheme is also there, where we give loan up to 1 crore and people can invest in that. And Stand Up India scheme is also there, which is for the SCs. They can take loan up to 1 crore and start their own business instead of asking for job. They should be in a position to give job to others. These are some of the schemes which we are initiating, and we are all in touch with the foreign governments also. Just Australia, we have concluded a pact with them. Similarly, with England and other countries, we are constantly reviewing the already existing contracts with the agreements with them. Yes, Mr. Gurka.
Sir, you please take your time. There is no hurry. You please, because you're traveling. I can see that. I'm sitting comfortably in my chair. I am sitting comfortably in my chair. I can understand that it's not a joke to read out the schemes on the behalf of the government as a minister. You take your time, compose your thoughts. You please. We are holding. No problems. And the questions will follow.
Okay.
Questions will follow only at the end of your speech about the entire initiatives.
So far the budget is concerned, in 2013-14, it was 1,700. 16. Now it is 8,348. So this is an increase of 400% increase in the budget. So this is also itself speaks of the importance being given by the government to the industry department for setting up the industry. Ease of using, I have already told, our ranking was 142 in 2014. Now it is 63. And for reduction of compliances, we have done a lot of things. About 32,000 compliances have been reduced up to May 22. Number of steps and some of the law which has the criminal content, that has decriminalization of the minor offense has been done. So repeal of the by repealing the amendment law and rules to that extent. For investment promotion, we have devised a system under which empowered group of secretaries has been given the powers. Various secretaries said that of 29 ministries and departments, they wherever will come, they had the empowered to take the decisions. National single window system 20 budgetary, as I told, the budgetary also was made, and we are, it was to create a platform to set, to soft launching of the, for this was the soft launch of the scheme was done in December 2021 by CIM. So these are the schemes. Northwest also, northeast also. We schemes has been started. Our J&K scheme has been started. Our hilly area scheme has been started. So for other areas also, TLA scheme I have also already mentioned regarding one district, one product scheme. I have already spoken. PLI scheme. There are 14 key sector has been identified and 410 applications have been received for this purpose. And a lot of investment will take place. Regarding intellectual property rights, I already mentioned startup. I have already told you that we are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. So it was scheme was started on 16th January 2016. Since then, lot of work has been done on this, and 7.39 lakh jobs have been created as to, with the average of 11% in each startup. So ladies also participating in this number of, at least this scheme is spread to almost all districts of the state, at least union territories. So it's a very popular scheme. All round steps are being taken under the startup scheme. We have created a fund of rupee 10,000 crores fund of one scheme. It is being run by through SIDBI. A seed fund scheme has also been started to give help to the for this purpose. National Institute of Design, I have already told, the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti program. This is a program, very important scheme in which coordinated efforts will be made for to reduce the cost of transportation. Our logistic cost is 13 to 40%. It's the highest. Now we aim to reduce it to say 10%, then 7-8%. Ultimately 7-8%. This will we make the industry compete in the world. So a lot of expenditure which is being done on this program, that will be used for the call 1 lakh crore green has been made under the scheme, and in this year 20,000 crores has been earmarked. So these are some of the schemes started by Government of India. That's all. This one scheme I would like to mention: National Industrial Corridor Development Program. It's very, very important. And 11 industrial corridors have been selected, and on that 32 projects, 32 nodes will be developed in different states, and it will be implemented in 4 phases. So 2-3 phases three phases work is going on very speedily. So production has started in Delhi, Bombay, industrial corridor. So this is a very popular scheme, and we hope with this number of industries will be started and production will take place. बहुत सारी प्रोडक्शन की जो विदेशों से हम इम्पोर्ट करते हैं कम होगी और अपने देश में हम प्रोडक्शन कर सकेंगे, ऐसा हमारा सोचना है। और एक्सपोर्ट हमारी पहले से ज़्यादा 400 का टारगेट क्रॉस किया, इस बार 500 का टारगेट टच करेंगे और उसको क्रॉस करेंगे, ऐसा हम दृढ़ संकल्प किए हैं सभी इंडस्ट्री के साथ। Work together and achieve the targets, make India country number 1, and the growth of this country likely to be, the economy will likely grow at the rate of 8% or 7 to 8%, which will be the highest ever growth in the world. Now, leaving all the countries behind. India will be at number one in growth of the GDP. So we are better off right for us. Gunga, is it okay?
Yeah, yeah. You see, any further important initiatives or announcements or provisions of the new industrial policy or the Northeast industrial policy you would like, or even Make in India, if you would like to just throw some light on.
India is not a scheme; it is an initiative. Under it gives various industries work under this, and it is to more than 20 departments are concerned with this. Some are being looked at by the commerce department, some by the industry department, and a lot of schemes for increasing the productions, starting the industries to make India Atmanirbhar and depend upon itself are being initiated under this initiative.
Mantriji, intellectual property has been a very, or it is a very important subject. Your views on intellectual property and the initiatives of the government, patents, trademarks, copyrights, intellectual property.
Repeat your question.
Honorable Minister, what I requested you to throw some views on is intellectual properties. The relevance and importance is well known to all of us. We are very close to being a banana republic as far as intellectual property violations are concerned, especially with Make in India. उस पे कुछ जरा बताएं.
We have amended the patents rules 2020 and geographical indicator of goods rules 2020 and the trademark rules 2017. India's rank in the Global Innovation Index has improved from 81 in 2015 to 46 in 2021. So a lot of movement has been taken place. We have reduced the time that was being taken for the taking decisions. We are closely watching, closely monitoring the system so that unnecessarily people don't have to wait whatever time is required to hear others, to hear the objection that is taken. It's a semi-constitutional function, but we are ensuring that whatever we can reduce the time, we have steps are taken, and people are satisfied to large extent in this.
So there is this huge talk about exports to be increased, and that is going to be a game changer for India. Export processing zones or SEZs, any views, sir?
So for exports, we are constantly in touch with the industry, that exporters will discuss their problems and take remedial measures whatever they are required. PLI scheme is just to increase the exports to whatever we import, the production should take place here and increase the exports. PLI scheme, the very purpose of the scheme is to Atmanirbhar Bharat under this target of the Prime Minister on making India Atmanirbhar. The PLI scheme has been started. There is 14 big sectors have been covered. So of different industries. So with this, exports certainly will increase and imports will decrease.
PLI, आपने अभी बताया, you just spoke about PLI schemes. Any specific key focus sector areas which are being thought of in the coming days, apart from the 14, those have been given the PLI? Any other new sectors which are being, thought of or envisioned by the government for PLI inclusion?
All the time we are concentrating on these 14 sectors which we have already selected, and in future we will review this scheme and see if some other schemes sectors can be also included in this At the moment, we are concentrating on the poultry sector only.
MSMEs?
MSMEs, we have, it is the separate department of SMEs, not with me, but we have taken a number of steps to, we have changed the definition of MSME so that they get the benefits of changed definition regarding loans, etc. So, for that purpose, number of steps that ministry is taking, which is specifically they can tell, but the scheme is going well.
Sir, what are your views on the actist policy? Because we heard a lot about it, but now, yes, a lot of improvements, changes have happened in the Northeast. You were on tours to Northeast also during the new industrial policy for Northeast. So,
Our Northeast first scheme was started in 2007, and after 10 years, the scheme was revised in 2017. That scheme was continuing. It was up to 31st of March 22. That date has gone, expired. So we are in the process of starting this scheme afresh. After discussion with the stakeholders, we have taken a number of meetings with the stakeholders in Northeast. After discussing with them and having views of the industrial associations, we are going to start this scheme afresh.
FDIs पे कुछ नए सेक्टर्स हैं, जैसे अब इंश्योरेंस में we increased it from 49 to 74. Relevance of FDI in the new sectors,
Because our FDI policy is very liberal. Automatic route is there. There are some sectors where government can, where the security of the country is concerned, we have to seek the advice of the defense, finance department. Otherwise, the policy is very liberal. The automatic route, no permits are required, and
there are some
it is
sectors.
conducive, and India is now great attraction. The fourth position in being the most attractive country, fourth most attractive country for investment.
Retail, tourism, these are some sectors which suffered and took a major hit during the pandemic period. And if they have to come back, though India is a very big country, we are populous and we have a huge consumption appetite. What are your views, and is there anything in sight more for these sectors, like
The pandemic was a very thing which affected the world like anything. It affected the economies of the entire world. It was never anticipated. This type of things never happen normally. It was a abnormal situation. Every country was affected. But our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's guidance, we have taken number of steps were taken to save the industry. First of jaan hai to jaan hai. He gave the slogan, and under that, बहुत बड़ा टीकाकरण प्रोग्राम शुरू किया. उससे we exported medicines to more than 40 countries under that period. So under that was very well managed. World appreciates that the steps taken by Indian government during that period. So that was a great challenge. Challenge was converted into opportunity, and India's progress is taking place, and production is taking place, and investment is taking place. Exports are increasing. That is the indicator. These are the indicators of the economy and of developing economy.
But
as I already told you, that India is the fastest growing country now.
Minister Saab, what are the chances of the GDP touching the $5 trillion mark, and by when?
देखिए 5 trillion के target है Prime Minister का. This target was when there was no pandemic, unforeseen situations, war between Russia war and pandemic. That the target given by Prime Minister, we will do our best to achieve that.
Infrastructure is very crucial for a country's growth. Telecom has really boomed because of the pandemic, times, but things like infrastructure, things like healthcare, they need to really buck up during this next 1 year period for the, lagging, lot of work which has been delayed due to the pandemic, things to be picked up. Now, what would you suggest something which is coming in store for the specific sectors like retail, tourism, infrastructure? ऐसे sectors के लिए कुछ आने वाला है आप लोगों की?
जो हमारा इस साल का बजट है उसको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए बहुत बड़ी रकम रखी गई है, आपको पता है. उसमें बहुत तेजी से काम हो रहा है. दिल्ली टू कटरा कितनी बड़ी एक नई एक्सप्रेस हाईवे क्रिएट किया जा रहा है. इसी तरह जो कॉरिडोर्स बन रहे हैं उस पे रेल के लिए नए सेक्टर खोले जा रहे हैं. तो this regarding this tourism, people have started coming to India for tourism, and it is gradually increasing.
Minister Saab, finally, before we can keep going on because this is a huge subject. Industry is a huge subject. Employment generation and industry growth are linked to each other. तो आप लोगों का कुछ इंडस्ट्री कॉमर्स में रूरल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी कुछ अलग तरीके का कुछ विजन मैप है कंपेयर टू द अर्बन एरियाज, और इज इट
इंडस्ट्री
फॉर द एंटायर कंट्री?
इंडस्ट्री में this is a state subject. उसको we have to strengthen the states to help them so the industry is taking industries established in all the states. So we are helping the state we are helping them to create a contingent atmosphere. And single window system is a system in which people don't have to go to various offices for clearance and taking approvals. For that purpose, we are helping the states, and states are also cooperating. So with this, when we say we are setting up startup, this is the third largest ecosystem in the world. When we say we are starting PLI scheme, automatically the jobs will be created under Mudra scheme. Thousands of people, lakhs of people are taking a Mudra loan and they are starting their own business. And the other scheme is Stand Up India scheme. All these schemes are aimed at starting industries that automatically create jobs there. It's not simply saying how when we create infrastructure, when we set up industry, when we do development works, it takes reduces the unemployment. Creates opportunities for every sector of the society.
Sir, finally, a request from the, so important Tinseltown, the glamour industry of India, which represents the culture, the thought process, the way people think, the society of the day, the information broadcasting and the film industry. They have a request specially made to you. It is that over the last so many years, so many promises have been made. We would request also the industry and commerce ministry to look forward towards some benefits that could be given to the the film industry also, because they employ lakhs of workers, lakhs of technicians. It is not about only the glamour stars. It is primarily about the lakhs of workers, the technicians. 6.5-7 लाख लोग काम करते हैं बॉम्बे में itself, जो कि इस इंडस्ट्री के साथ जुड़े हैं। तो ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए भी आप लोगों को जरूर, क्योंकि ये कहते रहते हैं कि there has been no support.
देखिए हमारी सरकार की पॉलिसी है कि जो लाइन के आखिर में खड़ा है उसके लिए सबसे पहले सोचना है, उसको देखना है। उनके लिए जैसे गरीब कल्याण योजना है, मुद्रा योजना है, उसमें कितने लोगों के लिए काम किया जा रहा है। बहुत लोगों के लिए just to, as you saying, the needy people who are mostly in this last, standing in the last of the line, we are taking care of them. Surely the technicians you are mentioning, they should also be taken care. Certainly schemes are for all the people, all persons, all needy people. Schemes have been initiated, particularly for people. And any scheme can be started, that can be studied, but government always keeps, and all the schemes when we conceptualize, when we start, the idea and the care of the poor is at the foremost.
So your video is off, sir. अभी ठीक है, आपका वीडियो ऑफ हो गया था, अभी फिर चालू कर दीजिए। So your video is off. So your video, हाँ
हो गया।
हाँ, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे, टेक्नीशियंस के लिए बोल रहे थे।
मैंने कहा सरकार का ध्यान यही है कि लाइन में आकर में खड़े लोग जो भी इसमें आते हैं सभी का ध्यान रखना है, इंक्लूडिंग टेक्नीशियंस। So government is aware what steps are required to be taken for that purpose. Government is determined, committed to take care of every person in this country.
So now we have had discussions on so many different issues around industry, and India is a very big country. Honorable Minister, we can only hope that we, under your supervision, guidance, and your humble leadership, and the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Damodar Das Modi ji, we can see you performing excellently well for the industry going forward. And in the next 3 years of the current government, Modi 2.0, there should be as less regrets as possible, especially considering that we've been through probably the worst of our times. Thank you, sir, so much. And Jai Hind. Look forward to meet you again.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Grateful for calling me. Bye-bye.